With that in mind, you should have a glossary of terms with you. Just have a quick look at that. With examples. I use this wherever I go to do evaluation, so the language I'm using is the same. And, you know, evaluation, don't forget, is the principles of evaluation are the same wherever you come from, whatever your working background. If you work in sport, if you work in health, if you work in hospitals, if you work in the police, whatever, you apply exactly the same kind of framework. It can't change. Okay, you can use the tools to gather for your information for your projects will be project specific, but the principles of evaluation are exactly the same. So I'll just go through the examples rather than all the definitions. Evaluation, a useful example there would be like an Ofsted report or game plan. Most of you will have come into contact with that, I guess, at some stage with the policy for sport and physical activity, published in 2002. They're what we call formative evaluations. They're something done at the very beginning, and that's where we go wrong in this sector. We don't do anything formative. We don't foundate our evaluations. So Game Plan said, give us a real baseline overview of the physical activity and sport activity that's going on in this country as it was in 2002. And it gives us, and it set out targets to meet for 10, 20 years' time. And all the interventions that are going on at the minute. And Game Plan was the thing that said it's an anti-crime policy, it's an anti-drugs policy, it's an employment policy. So all those guys are charged with improving all those things with sport, without any consideration as to whether we should and whether we could. Okay, which is why evaluation is the big word at the minute, to try and improve this impact, improve whether sport can affect crime, or whether it's not just the police, increased policing in the area, or they've installed a couple of CCTV cameras and that's stopped it. How do we pull out sport from that kind of anti-crime framework and single it out and say sport reduce that criminal behaviour? Okay. And sport should be more in that area, should be more focused around education. They're antisocial because their educational achievements levels are way down there. And so